The best, if you go to amusement park, the scariest rides, the ride nobody, is comfortable with, that's the stuff you remember. Who remembers the merry-go-round, right? Every amusement park got one. Who remembers that, right?
Never thought
Everybody,
of
I'm
it like
just
that.
saying,
You're right.
yeah,
That's true.
man, in life, the
That's true.
scariest stuff is the stuff that basically we remember. And so, again, my message to all y'all is, first of all, I can't tell you how it's going to end up, but I can absolutely tell you where it's going to end up. If y'all keep working like you're doing, you're going to be successful, because the difference between the people who make it and the people that don't, when I say make it, I'm not talking about for a minute. I'm talking about who really make a living doing what you guys do. Is not the show you see, it's everything y'all doing beforehand, including the perseverance of just keep doing it.
Message.
That's real. Like,
That's
and
so.
by the way, one of y'all, while we talk about the other two, I'll give you this to go look at. If you type in to Google, and anybody listening to my voice, just do it. Type in three words, actually four. If you type in NY Times, the New York Times for one word, you type in Ashanti and Beyonce. Just type in those three words. The article you're gonna get, and you guys can verify, I believe in fact checking, you're gonna get an article that is from the music reviewer in the New York Times before Dangerously in Love, her first solo album, came out. And the
2003.
headline, 2003. And you got the headline up?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, read what the headline says.
Oh, wait, shit, I need a subscription. It just took me out. Hold on. It says the
Okay.
music, the solo Beyonce. She's no Ashanti.
Bam.
Wow.
Think about what that is.
Crazy.
2003. So we're not talking about eons ago. We're talking about 13 years ago. Okay. I took over Parkwood in 2015. So we're talking about a situation where you literally had 12-year gap. By the way, she was killing it before I got there. Let me be super clear, right? Okay. So I can't take credit for that. But what I'm saying is that this is after Destiny's Child. This is after the movies. This is when she was iconic. That the New York Times, which, people could say what they want to about the news. Let's just say at that particular time, this is a flagship newspaper. This isn't, I won't mention other publications. This isn't a fly-by-night thing. And they literally put in there, hey, she's no Ashanti. And no disrespect to Ashanti, right? But instead of being hurt, instead of her saying, you know what, dang, I cannot believe this. I'm trying to go solo, and they telling me I'm not even as good as Murder Inc. And look at where she's gone after that. And I'm not saying relative to Ashanti, I'm saying relative to everybody on earth. So when I tell you, if the New York Times disrespected her like that with a straight face, and she still persevered to be the biggest artist on the planet, I don't want to hear that just because your homeboy told you don't do this podcast, y'all stop.
That's facts.
That's
You know, we had Matthew on. We had Dr. Matthew.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely,
We had
man.
Dr. Matthew.
And salute to him, because he gave her that
There we go.
person. That's what I'm.
right.
And by the way, that goes back to, again, one person's philosophy, not the whole world. Nobody does it alone, in my opinion.
There we
When
go.
you look at the greats, they've been great because it's been great, not in just their DNA, in their household, in the way they grew up. Again, that man can speak for himself. However, it's a known fact. He was successful before the girls. Miss Tina was successful before the girls.
Yep.
So going back to their
Yeah.
dream wasn't, I'm going to buy my mama a house. That's a great dream. I love that dream, right? But their dream was more than that. So again, if you want to be the best ever, nobody's ever been the best ever that told me, I just dreamed about being okay.
Mm.
Like, who said that? If you go back and ask Oprah, what did she dream about? Not what she had in her mind. She was planning on being this before this. Now she may say, how did it get here? Oh, it was luck. I didn't realize the timing. Sometimes it happens a little slower. Sometimes it happens a little faster. Oh man, blah, 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 blah. But that dream is the common denominator. If you want to be average, I guarantee you will be that way. But I guarantee this, you'll have no chance, no chance of being that person, of making those moments, if you don't put yourself in that position before that position.
Message.
And that's exactly what you know. What the crazy shit? Before we get into some questions,
Yeah,
too,
yeah, yeah,
he said the crazy shit. Me and Cuzzo before Nadesh came on, right? We
yeah.
sat there stuck. First of all, he showed up 15 minutes early. 15 minutes early and said, "Yo, I've been waiting all day for this." So imagine us. This is one of our biggest episodes today. He comes on. He's respectful. He's 15 minutes early. We end up just chopping it up. But one thing he said to me as a parent, like I could just
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
it. He was like, "Yo, if Beyonce wanted to be a nurse, I would have brought her a hospital." Cuzzo fell out his
Come
chair.
on, come on, come on,
That
come on,
mindset.
man. That mindset. And that's what I say. Everybody want to be a G. Everybody want to be a tough guy until these tough moments show up,
There it is.
right? And
Yeah,
and so what again, Matthew, and trust me, it's only a couple people in the world, including Matthew, that did my job. And I would tell you with a straight face, obviously Matthew did it better than me because I took a train that was already moving and we got a little faster. He built the train, right? So again, I'm not telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know. And as
that's real.
respect from one brother to another,
That's
people
real.
do not understand that it's the mindset that people don't replicate. People study
There we
what
go.
Matthew was able to do with those girls, and they might copy the dresses Miss Tina sold, and they copy the songs, and they do all this, but they don't copy the feeling. So when people say, "Yo, you about that life?" He's still about that life
Yeah.
right now, today. He is
Facts.
ready to get medieval about his daughters. And I'll
Facts.
tell you guys this, get medieval about yourself. It's a Matthew inside of you who, when you doubt it, gonna be like, you know what? I need you to metaphorically run in these hills. I need you not to take no stuff. It's a Matthew in you that's not gonna let nobody talk crazy to you, including yourself.